Protests across the United States. Tea Party protests are erupting across the country. Angry taxpayers, or at least some of them, are taking to the streets in the spirit of the Boston Tea Party. People are protesting President Obama's massive $787 billion stimulus bill, his $3.55 trillion budget, and the federal government that has been ballooning by the day since the president took office.
I don't believe it's responsible of the president to vote for, to sign bills that have not been read by Congress. I believe it's totally misrepresenting what this country stands for, and I'm not going to stand for it. So I'm out here with everybody else.
Read the bill.
We're urging everyone to take action, protest, call your congressman, let them know you are sick and tired of the out-of-control spending.
Stop spending!
We're here to send a message to Washington to repeal the stimulus package, and if our congressmen and senators don't pay attention to our message, we want them to understand that we have people across the country who are willing to work hard to retire them.
Joining us live is Steve Moore, senior economics writer for the Wall Street Journal and co-author of The End of Prosperity. Steve, there have been demonstrations in France and Russia over economic policies of their government. Now we have this. What does it mean? Or is this sort of just a blip, or is this significant?
You know, it's just erupted, Greta, spontaneously, and it's erupted all over the country. I've talked to a lot of these protesters. You know what I'm finding is interesting, Greta, about this, is what people are protesting about is the fairness. They don't think it's fair that they have to pay more taxes to bail out people who didn't pay their mortgage. They don't think it's fair that they have to pay more taxes for auto companies that are mismanaged. They don't think it's fair that they have to pay $1 trillion more in debt and taxes to try to bail out companies that didn't pay by the rules. And so it's the fairness issue, and also Americans, a lot of them, don't think that these programs are going to work, and they're very concerned about the debt that we're incurring. We talked about it last night. And you know what's happened with this budget that Barack Obama introduced yesterday? It was like lighting a match in a munitions factory. People just are in a stage of revolt against it. People are angry around the country that we've turned into this kind of country that bails out anyone that has a failed business plan. We've moved from a country that believes in the survival of the fittest to the survival of the unfittest. And it's the accumulation of this, Greta. It started 6 months ago with George Bush and Hank Paulson when they did the $700 billion bailout plan. And all we're getting every 2 or 3 weeks is more bailout plans now under the Obama administration. And what happened with Citi today is just another example of throwing good tax dollars, in my opinion, after bad.
Taxpayers are hearing across the nation in the last couple of days cap and trade. What is that, and why should anyone have any interest in that sitting at home tonight?
Well, we shouldn't be doing this right now when we've got our manufacturing in such a state of disrepair. You know, this is basically a tax on all manufacturers, on all utility companies. It would mean if we put in cap and trade in place, and this is meant to, by the way, reduce greenhouse gases. The problem is this is the worst time to be doing it. You know, we've already got our automobile manufacturers that are flat on their back. There's no way that this cap and trade tax is going to put American manufacturing, in my opinion, in a better shape. I think it's going to put them in a lot worse ones. And you know, the people who are going to be revolting against this one, I predict in the next few months, are going to be the union workers who traditionally very strongly support Barack Obama, but this puts their jobs very much at stake.
Steve, thank you.